everybody, this is Rustin Rose, Metalholic Magazine and Mojo Radio, and on the line with us, Matt McCloskey of Rev Theory. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I am absolutely awesome. You guys got to be doing great, though. You got the new album, Justice, coming out here on February 15th. You guys are headlining the Monster Outbreak Tour. What a great way to start the year for you guys.
Yeah, man, we're stoked. You know, it's a good push for a new record, so we're really, really excited about this year.
Absolutely. You're off to a great start and everything. So let's jump straight to the album then. Justice. There seems lyrically to be a common thread on Justice. Was there a concept in mind going into this record?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of, we just had a feeling we were, you know, kind of pissed off about some things, and you know, I think anyone can really, you know, sympathize or empathize with the justice theme. You know, everyone needs a little justice in some form in their life, and I think, you know, we felt like, you know, we kind of wanted to get ours in the music industry, and it's that time. So, you know, we're coming for justice, and we just wanted to come out swinging and have some heavy-hitting songs, and Justice, obviously, as a title track, is perfect for that.
Absolutely. So what is pissing you guys off these days?
I think a lot of things, man. I think if you just take a look around at, you know, the state of the world and kind of the state of our society, it's you know, you can probably pick out a handful of things, you know. But, you know, I think we've had some success in the rock industry, but I think there's been some people that kind of held us back and really haven't given us the credit we deserve, and I think we were just coming to get ours. And, you know, we work harder than most of the bands out there, and, you know, we're also very approachable and friendly with the fans, and we try to do as much as we can for our fans, but I think it's time that we, you know, come out and, you know, hit the top of the charts and really get out there for the masses.
Well, and you guys weren't,
you know, we're coming to get justice, so.
Yeah, well, you guys weren't pulling any punches on this album. You went out and got Terry Date in the studio with you this time around, who's worked with Pantera, Deftones, Soundgarden.
Oh, yeah.
What was that like for the band?
At first, it was a little nerve-wracking. You know, you're going in the studio with this guy that you know has produced some of our favorite bands, and you know, I'm a huge Deftones fan. Some of the guys are huge Pantera fans, and obviously we all love Soundgarden. So going in, it's a little intimidating. You know, we've worked with some big producers and some big songwriters, and going into this, you know, you don't know what to expect. And luckily, Terry's a really cool, really down-to-earth guy, and he was going to give us the sound we wanted, and you know, we wanted to kind of go back to our roots and grab that raw sound that, you know, we kind of championed ourselves with on our first record. And he definitely was the guy to do that. He's really good at getting awesome tones, guitar tones, drum sounds, and you know, he'd let us just be the band that, you know, we were meant to be. And I think that comes across in this record as a work. As a whole, it really stands out. And I think every song's solid, and it rocks all the way through. And we're really excited about it, and we just want to get it out there for people to hear.
That was kind of my take, too, when I listened to the album the first few times. I was like, there's really not a weak song on the album, which is hard to do anymore. So, you know, thumbs up to you guys.
That's something we strive for, and I think we nailed it on this record.
Right.
Sure.
Now, well, did you guys approach making Justice differently or with a different mindset than when you recorded Light It Up?
Well, you know, we always try and write, you know, we want to make a record with all killer, no filler, and I think Light It Up, too, was a great, you know, really strong record all the way through. The thing that we kind of fell into with that was we ended up having two producers on that record, which made it hard to keep it consistent all the way through, which, in my opinion, was one of the big flaws with that record. So we did half with one producer, half with another, and, you know, when you're a producer, you have a vision for what something's going to sound like and, like, the bigger picture of it, and it didn't really congeal with, you know, the two separate halves. This record, we knew we wanted it to be really consistent and, like, you know, stand alone as a piece on its own, you know, as, like, a work as a whole. Right. And I think, you know, we wrote a lot of songs for this record, and the songs we selected, you know, we selected for a reason, and we think, you know, we picked the songs that gel best and made it, like, you know, from start to finish, like, a work of art, basically. So, you know, it was a different approach, and we went with a kind of an old school type of producer with Terry, and he's done a lot of classic records in my mind, and I think he was, you know, a good fit to put this whole thing together and really came out great. We couldn't be happier.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you guys have a lot to be proud of on this record. Some of the band's best songs yet are on Justice, and I know they all mean the world to you. But are there one or two that really stand out for you for some reason?
There's a couple. One of my favorite songs to play and to listen to is Hangman. I love that song. I think it rocks. It's a lot of fun, but it's also like really badass, and it came out great, and it's really fun to play. So, and also the first song on the record, Dead in the Grave, it was actually the first song we wrote. We wrote it on the road and played it, and it was something that really came from the heart, and it was kind of like, we're not going to stop until we get, you know, what we deserve. And it goes in that same vein as Justice and some of the other songs. And we're really happy with the way that came out too. But I mean, and you can pick any song, and I just love them all. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you start that album out, you guys just come out driving on that thing, and for the first 3 songs there, it's just like nonstop. You almost need fire there as a breather song.
Yeah, it is. It's a great breather. Yeah. And
then you guys put the pedal to the metal again, and you know, it just keeps going and going. Although you do close it out with you got Hollow Man at the very end, which is an acoustic number. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Hollow Man was a song that Julian and I wrote. We started out, I was home in Pennsylvania, and he was staying with me for a couple of days, and we just busted out the acoustics, and we started playing this. You know, I had the chord progression, and, you know, we started playing this, and he had like a little melody, and then, you know, we were just bouncing ideas off each other, and it just came together, and it kind of sat in the wings for a while, and we were like, we need a really cool, like, you know, closer for this record. And, you know, we had talked about, I actually sang the lead on that song, so we talked about me being featured on the song, and we're like, well, what's a better song to do than Hollow Man? And it's very emotional, and I think it's a good closer to the record. And literally, we just went in with a guitar and a mic and kind of did like a couple takes, and like, it's really raw and basic, and we wanted to keep it as real as possible. Like, you know, there's mistakes in there that like we laughed because we wanted it to sound really real and raw. And it's definitely a special song, especially for me, because, you know, it's the first song we've done that I've been featured as the lead, and I think it's cool. It shows a little bit of diversity as well.
Right, it is sort of set apart from the rest of the album while it still maintains that continuity. Now, lyrically, it seemed to me it was sort of like an open letter to the man in the mirror. It's very introspective. Were you talking to yourself there, or what's it about lyrically?
Yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of, I think it's a reflection on what made you become what you are in life. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, like, we all have, you know, our past, and that forms the person you are, and I think that's a little bit of it. And sometimes I think it's a little bit of feeling a fear of abandonment, kind of, and, like, you know, that could come from, you know, different experiences in life. And I think, you know, there's probably a lot of people that might have that same feeling, and but it kind of, you know, it's almost like an empty feeling after, like, things that you've experienced, and I'm kind of feeling that way, and, you know, coming to grips with it, really.
Right.
But, you know, in the same sense, you're still moving on and pushing forward.
Right. Now, you guys already released the title track a couple months ago, and it's been getting great attention. An excellent song. Is there going to be a video for the song anytime soon? There is.
There is going to be a video. I think it's being released. I don't know the official date, but yeah, we did a video. It's actually pretty cool. You know, we got to have some fun, and you know, we did our usual rocking out on stage thing, but we got to do some like pyrotechnic stuff, and you know, we kind of came up with the idea for the video and the whole premise, and it's pretty dark and, you know, cool, and it's kind of, the premise is like, you know, the fat cat guy is kind of like calling all the shots, you know, like the man behind the curtain, and like, you know, it's kind of like a vigilante, like, uprising to like bring down this guy and get justice, basically. So that's kind of the premise loosely of the video, and you know, it's a little bit vague. You know, we didn't make it too like specific plot line, but I think you can kind of get what's going on, and it's cool, and, you know, has some cool. We threw in some cool stock footage, and I think it came out really good.